What is going on, guys? My name is the Bunyan. Now, you haven't seen a lot of, say, a roller coaster type esque feel from me, but in this episode, I'm trying to build a roller coaster, which is not too scary and has a very lot of detail. As you can see at the minute, I am trying to pick out a floorboard, trying to like put a decent coat for the station to sit on, for the track to go on. Now I have here, which is a bit of steel roof flat, which can also be used as floor. So I haven't got used to the controllers of this game, and since my computer is running a bit bad at the minute, so over there some other coasters at the minute, I am trying to figure out how high I should make the station, how low I should make it, that kind of thing. Now, looking at that though, I think to myself that is a perfect place to start. I think at this time I had something on TV as well, just playing in the background, so that was taking me interest every now and again. So yeah, obviously I will cut out parts of this video where this whole situation, and also the frame started dropping in this as well. As you can see there, I am changing the option to not stack the floor panels, so I wouldn't have multiple floor panels on top of each other. The roller coaster itself, obviously you can see at the minute I am building the building, well, making the building for the coming out of the building section right now, which is, sorry, the mouse was kind of mucking up on that bit, which I had it coming out and then swerving back on itself. I might do it on the end as well. Wait, I think if you see this later on, I don't have it swinging to the end, but at this point I have it coming around and getting ready to go near the lift hill of this building. So this building is a pre-show slash like beginning of the coaster building. As you can see, I'm just putting more floor panels in, so this will have like zero visibility in the what was it now? The ride portion of this part. Obviously this is going to be a little bit sped up. So yeah, obviously here I'm choosing the coaster that I wanted, which at the end of it I went for a girl style, kind of like a smiler, and saw the ride. I was thinking to myself, is this a good idea to put in? Would it be able to fit through the building and stuff? And then I went over to others trying to make my decision, but ultimately I still came to the end with a girl style roller coaster. Right, so here we are starting off the coaster. I decided to put kicker wheels to have it going through the building to start off with a 90-degree turn there. I don't know if it was the best decision to have that. I was trying to put it in the middle, wasn't quite working. So I decided to go back on that one and try with this one, like so. But I knew it was still not in the middle, but I had decided I'm not gonna get any perfect like I planned to. So I came up to this corner and I tried my best to kind of counteract it, put it in the middle of the ride, and as you can see here, I ended up shrinking some of the rail. Obviously at this point my mouse was messing up. I went back a little, trying to fiddle around with the track itself. It didn't quite work, but not in the middle. But I decided, you know, I can fix that later. So I kicked it out, have a going up into a lift hill soon after its exit to the building. I didn't want to make it too high, so I put it on like about halfway up, maybe, in hopes that sorry, I was just moving the microphone closer, in hopes that it would be much more better than what people would expect it to be. You know, start off. I was thinking about putting a loop in straight away, but by what I was looking at, I decided to rip it out afterwards, right there, because I was thinking the coaster, well, the train would not go over that straight away from a lift hill. So I decided to go down a bit and put the loop in afterwards.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Alright. Now obviously here is where I kind of I was thinking, would the coaster train go over this? I started to testing it, to see if it would go around, but it was going a bit too slow for me, so I decided to speed it up a little bit. Wasn't going that fast, so I sped it up again. This is the moment where my computer says, you're going too fast, give me a couple of minutes to get the frames right and stuff. Now I put it down and I was waiting for this to go over. As you can see there, it didn't go over. So I decided to go back, I was thinking, I can't put that there, I need to go a bit more down. There's a little hill kind of situation going there. You'd never really see an hill in a down section of the ride. So yeah, so I was going down here and I decided here would be the perfect place for the loop to come over. So I decided to put it in, like so, wait for the train to go over it, but obviously it was taking too much time, so I was distracted by something on the TV, I think, at this point. Yeah, I was distracted by something that was on the TV. Then I watched it, it's like, yeah, it clearly makes it, but in this clip I didn't realise until I turned around. So yeah. So here's me actually coming back to the computer and actually trying to watch the train go over it. Like so. So I knew it would go over, so I started building more to it. So I was trying to figure out, go down a little bit and then come from that. At this point, I decided to put an outside helix on it, where you actually are bending on the other side of the turn instead of the inside of the turn. So it would be more dramatic for the person to come around there of the ride. Then I was thinking I should put it back to normal. I was going over it, seeing if it was like the best that I could. It just was looking to me it was alright. I could definitely punch some things there or something. At this point I was thinking just completing the coaster and do everything else later. So I needed to put in, well, you've seen a bit, but I needed to put brake pads on it, and I was looking at the skyline saying, oh, that's just cool. I couldn't end it straight away. I needed a second lift hill or something. So I think I got distracted again by the TV here. It's an interesting video that I was watching. I can't remember the name of it. Can't remember the name of it. It was only last night that I was watching it. So yeah, this is before. Just turning around. I was thinking, what could I do here? And I actually thought about, what about if you put it underneath the track, like a near miss element of the coaster? So I was doing that. I went back around here. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing there. I decided to go back to this track, pinned it back into place, which was a bit off, but I still was still dedicated on making the ride. So it came down. I was just watching that then, and it's it would make quite a near miss scare. So then I decided to put another lift hill here, like so. just lifting it up a bit more to give it a bit more stability to get around. Although I could have done without it, but I just had it to help. And then I decided to bring it down a bit more, put a little bit of a twist in it, kind of give it the same feeling as Pepsi Max does at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, like bring a little turning into it. Now I thought it was going good at this point. It's going good, so it would turn around, do a little corkscrew, but going downwards. I think so I was just putting a little corkscrew in, a big corkscrew though, but it looked amazing from when I was looking at it. Brought it up to curve outwards into a little helix there, and another one, I think, but putting it back to normal after that helix. So then I just put it into a straight line going across. I was trying to figure out, should I put like little airtime hills in there? I was thinking it would be a bit too much for it, and I was trying to figure out here how to take it back to the station. So this is me trying to put it back into the station. It wasn't quite leveling up with the beginning of the coaster, so I was trying my best to get it to line up perfectly, so I could put like some friction brakes in there or something like that. Then I decided to put kicker wheels back onto it, just to push it through to the end. I think I might have to go back on it and give it a bit more brake pads, you know. And then I found out, and it's like, okay, I need to go back a bit to over here and try stretch it out a bit, which would only make it a little bit worse. So I needed to go back up here, come all the way back, deal with this corner by putting an extra meter putting an extra meter on it, making it a bit longer, then putting kicker wheels back onto it and seeing where that would go, and it was looking like it was going to be fine all the way. And then that little crease there, I decided to come back on it and just like tweak it a little bit to the side, and it seemed like it worked. But looking over the footage now, it's still a little bit of a kink in there. I don't think I realised that at the time. So I was testing it, and here's your on-ride footage. Right, from looking at that, then like when I was on the ride, I was thinking it needs a couple of brakes putting in there. So I decided to edit the track, and as you can see, the ride saying too scary and too nauseating. So I went in there, put some like brake pads, friction brakes in there, just hopefully slow it down. So I did that, and I was trying to put a little bit of extra brake pads here and there. Well, friction pads anyway. So I couldn't put it on there, but I was trying to smooth it out a bit to not like scare anyone or anything like that. So I was trying to test out like where's the most scariest part on this ride, which was looking at it was like the parts where it was coming quite fast. So yeah. So I zoomed out here to see if I could find where it was the scariest part, and scariest part would be near the loop and coming back, like turning and all that. And I realised that full straight, people were literally pooing themselves, or I'm gonna put a disclaimer on this video anyway. So literally, they were like in that area shitting themselves. Literally shitting themselves. So I decided I was trying to put friction brakes, but then I realized that's not straight, so I needed to make it like level again. So I was going down. I was watching where it was, seeing if there was any more scary bits, which was round about. Oh, this is where the video was trying to, like, it was a bit like the frames were dropping a bit, so I was trying my best to keep it going and stuff like that. So I decided to put a couple of brakes in, some friction brakes, some disc brakes, some magnet brakes. So I took down the nausea part of it. I was trying to figure out like the fear, like I was trying to bring the fear down. So I was coming back to this point here, trying to put some like friction brakes in it to hopefully slow it down. I was trying to make it level as possible, which was not happening for me. Absolutely not happening for me. So I ended up just putting timing brakes on them. I think I just put timing brakes on them. Just try slow them down a bit. I could have easily gone into a little hill to without any chains or anything like that to help it out. Which hopefully should come up here or something. Let's see. Yeah, so I came here, I saw that I could put friction brakes on that, but I couldn't put it on there. So I decided to put the other brakes on there to try and to slow it down a bit. So yeah, so I ended up putting some brakes in there to slow it down. As it came on the corner, I was trying to figure out another way of trying to slow it down. Obviously at the minute the frames is not catching up. It's a bit jolty, this thing, so obviously I ain't got one of the clearest mics out there. I'm still working on getting something that that could help me. Right, so I was trying to figure out a way to slow it down before it gets to the lift hill. I was trying to figure out a way before it like gets to the lift hill. I should slow it down and all that stuff. So I gave it some more friction brakes or timing brakes to slow it down and get it into place. With being the first coaster I did like film and put on YouTube, this is just like I'm seeing where it goes pretty much. I'm seeing where this video goes. It's a tester, because I will continue this this coaster. I will put more time into this coaster, trying to perfect it to actually being shown as a roller coaster in a theme park in anywhere like Blackpool Alton Towers, or even Thorpe Park for that matter, or even Chessington. So obviously the rides that I do not like theme park road rides. They're not as detailed. I mean, I'll give it to Sean. He does good coasters. I'll give it to him. I will. But I've got a potato of a computer at the minute. I am working on making my own gaming tower, so yeah. So at the minute, my the thing that I'm playing this video on is a bit jolty because of the frames kept dropping in the game. So it's like I was trying to figure out what I was doing at the time. So yeah, I on the same day I recently filmed a video on the Xbox to do with GTA 5, but the video just didn't want to work, so I had to put it through another editing software, and that editing software just took forever. So I tried again to see like where it was, but the frames were just not having it. Put it in cinematic mode to see how it was, and I was trying to get into the front row to see the like the effects and stuff. Right, so I'm gonna end the video here, because it's a lot of choppiness in the video, I know, but from building it to trying to get on it and do that, I mean, you've seen what I was trying to do. So in the next episode, it'd be more about theming and the decorations of the ride itself. So hopefully you will join me back then. So, yep. So my name has been the Bunion. You guys have been awesome. Make sure you do subscribe. You do hit that little bell icon next to the subscribe button. Follow me on all social media down below in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Press start.